Drivers, start your engines.
Welcome everybody to Kansas Speedway, the mile and a half out here in the middle of the country. We're looking at 107 laps tonight, and should be a nice one. Cloudy skies. We'll get a weather report from my other colleague in the booth, Ken Huber. How's it going out there in Montana, Ken? Yeah, should be a fun one tonight. We're looking at, like I said, mile and a half here, the high banks at Kansas Speedway. We're on board right now with James 00 Brown in the Retro Cup Series 00 car, of course. 4 minutes to go on the clock for qualifying. We'll see these guys put down a couple laps, and then we'll bring over our Ken Huber segment, Hot Laps with Huber, and we'll see how to get around this place here in a couple minutes. And there you have it. Appreciate that. Let's look at the qualifying board right now. Looks like Christopher Howell on top of the board. Ken Richardson second. Jason Hughes in third for right now. Still 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left on the clock. As we watch Wally Tierheimer mowing the grass on the infield. Not sure that's the quickest way around, but it's a way around, I guess. Let's see more about how to get around this Kansas Speedway with Hot Laps with Huber.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Welcome everybody to Kansas. This 1.5 mile super speedway offers 15 degrees of banking, and it looks like the line is going to be up high again tonight, even in the new next-gen car. So did a couple test sessions here, and we're going to do a couple laps for you in the Multi-League Racing Network Chevy Camaro. Show you how we get around this place in this black beauty here. So let's jump in the cockpit and take a couple laps around. So as we exit turn 3, we're going to be up high, hold up against the wall. We're going to bring it down to the apron, crossing the start finish line here, bring it back out to the wall. We're going to ease it into one here. I'm going to use that seam, just one lane down there, as a reference point. I'm going to use that almost as a pretend apron as we exit 2 here. Down the back stretch we go. Same approach to 3. We're going to lift here, going to ease it into this corner. Look at that seam, use it as a reference point, cut it back up to the wall, back down to the apron as we get one lap out of the way. Now as these tires start warming up here and we're going into 1, car gets a little more sketchy here. It wants to step out, especially on the exit at 2. And we'll take it easy here. Oh, there we go, got a little loose there. Head back down to the back stretch here. Going into turn 3, we'll lift a little bit, using that our reference point, that crack in the asphalt there as we exit 4, back down the front stretch. And there you have it. There's a couple laps around Kansas. I do believe as these tires get some rubber worn off of them, it won't be so sketchy there probably after a lap or 2. But the first couple of laps should be exciting, Scott. I'm going to throw it back to you so we can get the starting grid underway and have an exciting race tonight. Thank you, everyone.
I appreciate that, Ken. Awesome job with those as always. Doing our intro films to see how to get around these racetracks. Top of the board, qualifying just finished. No surprise, the 087 of Justin Michael on top of the board. Speaking of which, I guess we should go right to the starting grid. Why don't we? Justin Michael from Martinsburg, West Virginia, 30.899. Kyle Chadwick on his outside. Christopher Howell starting third. Billy Baumgartner, nice qualifying run for him from Charlotte, North Carolina, outside of row number 2. Ken Richardson, Jason Hughes, Wesley Holland starting seventh, rather. Rob Mitten in 8th. Jeff Gilmore, nice run by him. I think he's got a new paint scheme tonight. We'll check that out later tonight from Canada. And outside of row number 5, Christopher Davis with a 31.4.
And on the inside, we got Robert Mattis starting in 11th. Brad Ream on his outside in that 61 car starting in 12th. Wally Turheimer in 13th. Charles Widener out in 14th. Trent Drum starting on that inside 15th position. Michael Melfelt Jr. starts out in 16th position. James O. Brown on the inside in 17th. Kerry Cleaver starts in 18th. Brian Bizzell starts out in 19th. And this is the first car that didn't put down a lap time for qualifying. Would be Heath Smith in the 02 car will start in 20th.
Kind of a smaller field tonight, but starting 21st, Rob Haynes. 22nd, Jeffrey Merck didn't put down a qualifying lap. It's an interesting choice by him there. 23rd, Jack Watts. 24th, Greg Mall. And this is home track. I think he was at the Cup race yesterday. We'll talk more about that. Hopefully talk to him tonight. 25th, James Hearns. And 26th, Eric Talent.
Yeah, and in 27th, we got Gary Bolt. I think I said that right. In 28th, David Schreck. In 29th, it'd be that 32 car at Josh R. Scott. And in 30th will be Chris Boyles. And the last car to lead us around here tonight will be Double D, David Desjardins, in 31st position.
All right, there you see him as the cars roll off the grid here. Looking for an awesome 107 lap. Should be... We get some handling characteristics to talk about tonight. We get some tire wear to talk about, and certainly pit strategy and limiting those mistakes and staying outside of the wall. Lots of stuff to talk about. And as we're rolling here, 1 lap to green flag.
You know, it's interesting, Scott. We talked about it with ourselves pre-race. We talked about track position being so important here. You know, once tires get some heat in them, everybody wants to run the top lane. And there's a couple of strong contenders that didn't put down qualifying laps for whatever reason. You know, Jeffrey Merck, Greg Mall, cars that we're used to seeing starting up front are going to be starting in the back. So interesting choice tonight.
Yeah, another interesting choice here. I guess it's not that interesting, but looks like Justin Michael's chosen the outside lane here as we come into turn number 3 here at Kansas Speedway. Kyle Chadwick on his inside. Justin Michael will have the control of the start when it comes to the starter box, and once the pace car rolls off the track off of turn number 4.
And the pace car ducks off into pit lane as we get ready to go racing, boys. They're holding him up. There goes Justin Michael on the outside. Gets a nice run on Kyle Chadwick there. Going to take that position straight away. Got the 53 car back there. Billy Baumgartner trying to race his way into that right position. Trying to take that away from the 70 car, Christopher Howell. And that 70 there, Scott, looks like a 20, that Fanatec car, that blue, red, and white car there.
It is a 7-0. Yeah, I think you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Maybe we need to tweak that a little bit, but it is a 70 of Chris Howell, Chemical Guy's car that we did for him, Patented Paints.
So just behind them, we got the 58 car, Jason Hughes. We call him Smoke. Usually where there's, we got a car sideways in the back there. Going across the grass, I think we're still green. I'm not sure which car that was there, Scott, but somebody went through the grass. And now we got the caution out there,
Here,
Scott.
there's a big wreck back there. Yeah, caution's out. We'll take a look here in a second.
I want to mention, we were talking about this pre-race there, Scott. Kind of the second lap on these tires is kind of a little bit sketchy, and I think that's exactly what's happened here. Just looking back, it looks like the 5 car of Eric Talent might have been involved. I'd have to look at the replay.
Wesley Holland is what I'm showing here.
Okay. I apologize there, Mr. Talent.
Let's take a look here from the blimp, why don't we? And looks like Wesley Holland on the outside there. Turn middle of 1 and 2, just get sideways. Ken Richardson with no place to go. piles in there. Jeff Gilmore coming in. Brad Ream in the 61 new paint job. Gets scuffed up there. I think Wally Tierheimer made his way through, and tough break for Wesley Holland. Second lap of the race.
Yeah, and so that's going to be something to watch for tonight, Scott. I think once these guys come down and get fresh tires, about one lap, the first couple of laps gets kind of sketchy there in 1 and 2, kind of like the real race we watched the other night, or yesterday, I should say.
Yeah, certainly we had a lot of tire issues there, so not sure if that was maybe starting on low tire pressures. Takes a couple laps to get these things up to speed, and sure we'll see Wesley Holland back to the front before we know it.
So those cars that were involved in the incident there, they're all headed pit lane, it looks like, 61. And that group of cars, Wesley Holland, maybe to go get some fenders beaten off that cars. Listening to race control as they re-rack and stack. So Scott, you know, you used to race here quite a bit. Was this a popular track for you? Did you enjoy coming here?
I did. I think I share a similar opinion to you. Like we were chatting, I think, before the broadcast started about Kansas in general and how it's a very, very track position dependent race. So I think Justin Michael has got the best spot of the race so far. Using that high line is just so difficult once these tires get worn after 3, 4, 5 laps to make any sort of run on guys. You basically have to wait for mistakes and have some patience unless you want to get into them and obviously push them out of the way. But even then, it's risky too because you push them the outside wall and you're on the outside line too, and clogs up pretty quick. So if anything, I used to my technique of picking up positions used to be on these restarts. You hear it all the time on the cup race. The announcers talk about how that's the time to pick up as many spots as you can. That's what I used to do. Green flag drops and I'm diving low, trying to take advantage of anybody who's sandbagging on these restarts, pick up as many spots as I can right off the bat.
Definitely remember those days. Yeah, like I said, I've had a lot of success here, but it is, like you said, track position dependent. Just always got to be mindful of that. You know, that's why I was kind of surprised. People like Jeffrey Merck and Rob Haynes. There's a host of fast cars there that didn't qualify tonight and just basically gave up that track position. So they're going to have maybe a fun time trying to get back up front tonight. Although, you know, depending on how, you know, yellow flags fall and things like that, they might be able to make up that track position during caution flags. So we'll just have to see how things play out tonight, I guess.
Yeah, caution flags, pit strategy. I used to look forward to green flag pit stops because I knew I could, you know, if I nailed it like I do in practice, you know, spending the practice to figure out the pit road entry and the exit, you know, I could pick up a couple seconds on most of the contenders out there. So I kind of hope for green flag pit stops, but hopefully we'll see some tonight.
All right, well, we're about to go green again. There should be a little bit more heat in the tires, so hopefully these guys can get it out of their system and we start doing some green flag racing here.
Yeah, we're going to go on the cockpit view from Billy Bumgarner, talking about the inside line and maybe pick up a couple spots. We'll see what he's got on this start. Kyle Chadwick right in front of him, the control car, Justin Michael on the outside, our pole sitter. And coming down here, green flag's up, Justin Michael's on it, here we go.
Last restart there, Kyle Chadwick falls in on his back bumper there, and then that 70 car, I want to call it the 20 of Christopher Howell, having a great night tonight. It looks like Billy Bumgarner found that high line, moved up to 4th position. Right now, just behind them, the 92 and the 58 of Jason Hughes and Rod Mitten, giving each other fits. Looks like Rod Mitten might have the advantage at the moment on that high side. We'll see. Will pull off that pass.
Oh, looks like Christopher Davis gets a little bit loose there in turn number 1.
Yeah, I was just about to follow Christopher Davis, and he just cuts off Charles Widener in that 95 car there, trying to get his momentum back up here. And he's going to lose some more positions to that 95 car. And look at that 18 car. Who I'm talking about, Brian Bazell.
Brian Bazell, yes. Our Daytona 500 winner, Brian Bazell. We're going to make some moves in that Mack Truck Chevy, number 18.
Here's what we're talking about, Scott. That outside lane looks like it's basically come in now, and Christopher Davis is probably looking for a spot. Ooh, Michael Melfelt Jr. just behind him. Bounces off the wall, gets into Greg Mall, the 7 car. 14th, Greg Mall spinning to the inside. We're under caution.
Tough break by Greg Mall there. We'll get a rewind here. We'll take a look at what happened on this replay. Yellow flag out, 8 laps on the board. We'll try to get this figured out before maybe some potential pit stops here shortly. Let's go on board with Greg Mall here. We'll go full speed first, because why not here? I think this is turn number 2. And you see Michael Milford just in front of him, gets loose, comes down, clips the right rear of Greg Mall. Tough break there.
Yeah, tough break for both those guys. Greg Mall had basically nowhere to go, and he was probably praying that he was going to clear Michael Milford Jr. before got to him, but it wasn't quite there. So everybody's back behind the pace car. We'll see if we have any takers to pit lane, and it doesn't look like we do, at least with the top 10 or so. Just behind them, we got one car there. I'm trying to see. That's 60 car, Jeffrey Merck, headed to pit lane. Now, he actually made up quite a few positions, Scott. He was started in 22nd, was up to 11th, and he's going to be the first car on the lead lap to take tires. So
yeah, I'm noticing some damage on the right side of that 60 Stone River Outfitters car there.
I just noticed a quick repair there.
Yeah, you know what? I heard Race Control talking before this race. Kim and James and the admins for the Monday night series here, Stone River Cup series, they were talking about the issue they had setting up the race, and I believe these cars have at least one fast repair. I don't know how many of them. They might have more, I don't know, but they basically said, well, take advantage of it tonight while you can. So Jeffrey Merck, the first taker of the fast repair.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I've got that info here, and I don't see it. No, I can't tell if it's just one or a couple. So anyway, well, these guys are going to get a break tonight anyway. So most of the lead lap cars stayed out there, Scott. So only one that really took advantage. Well, I guess it's Jeffrey Merck, got the quick repair. And he's not the only one. James Hearns, 02 of Heath Smith, also on pit lane.
Eric Talent, maybe we're looking. Oh no, that's not Eric Talent. Who's the 6 car in front of him there? I'm not sure.
No, I'd have to track him down here, Scott. Let's see. So behind
Kerry
him,
Cleaver in the 69 car. That's new paint job by Kerry there.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of new paint jobs today, as a matter of fact. I guess
we thought our job was difficult last week at Darlington with all the throwback schemes. Now they're changing them on us again.
Yeah, everybody got the bug to change their schemes after the throwback race, it seems. Lights are out in the pace car as we go into turn 1 and 2 here. We've got about a half a lap before we turn them loose again. And most of these guys are still on the old tires, so they've got, looks like 11 laps on these tires, so still pretty good. Again, this is where you see that nobody wants to give up that track position. We'd be anywhere else, Scott. I think you see guys head to pit lane and get a fresh set on, but like, I'm not giving up that track position.
Mr. Michael again on the outside, led every lap so far, and that's Beretta Toyota Camry number 087. On the outside, Kyle Chadwick, still no change up front there on the inside. I think, looks like Raj Mitten, I think in that 92, new paint scheme for him. We'll have to check that out late in the race. Up to 4th right now behind Justin Michael.
Pace car ducks into pit lane as Justin Michael brings him to the green flag. There he goes, and he's away. And gets the same jump he's got every jump so far with Kyle Chadwick. Gonna try to get to the outside lane. Try to get in front of Rockfield there, I think. Can't quite do it, or maybe he wants to run the bottom there. Kyle Chadwick on the bottom, trying to make that bottom lane work. We talked about this guy trying to get all you can while when the flag comes out, so you can try to make position, try to make it work there.
Yeah, exactly. On board right now with Billy Bumgarner. See what he can do here. Nobody to his inside right now.
You got Brian Mazzell there. Oh, I see a caution. Caution, yeah, I see the smoke.
Caution once again. We'll check out what happened in the back of the pack, it looks like. I think it may have started with Brad Ream up here, I think. Looks like the middle of turn 1 and 2, and so he just gets loose, gets into Jeff Merck. Down to the inside, several cars involved in that.
Oh yeah, I see it. I don't know. It looks like Jeffrey should be okay. I don't think there's too much damage on that car. I don't know if you could take a look at it there, Scott. But yeah, I think I remember that 61 during practice too. Maybe him and Jeffrey Merck got together too during practice.
Yeah, it looks like the right front torn up again on that Stone River Outfitters.
We got a bunch of takers to pit road. Oh, I thought they were going to pit road. I guess they even faked me out, the broadcaster. I only see the 199 and 9 on pit lane at the moment.
Yeah, 960, the 7. I guess this will be our answer, though. We were wondering about how many quick repairs. We'll watch Jeffrey Mark come to pit road. See if these guys change the fender or not. There it is. Second fast repair for Jeffrey Mark. So they got at least 2, if not probably more.
Yeah,
on the
I wonder
board.
if it's unlimited tonight.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, you know, the top 25 or so have still stayed out. We've got 14 laps so far accomplished in this race, but most of that's been under caution. I think we might have 5 actually racing laps done here tonight, Scott.
Yeah, kind of a slow start to this one.
Yeah, I wondered, looking for Christopher, I wonder if we should bring somebody up and talk to him here in the booth. What do you say we bring that 53 car up?
53 is, who's 53?
Christopher Howell.
I thought he was 70, no?
I'll bring him up. Hey Chris, you got myself and Scott in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going, Scott?
Yeah, this is Ken. Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. So how's that race going for you tonight?
Pretty good. Just hope we can get a long green flag run here so I can get in a rhythm, but going pretty good. I think I got some speed.
Yeah, so it looks like you're running up front tonight. You know, is it basically one line out there tonight?
No, you can make the bottom work if you really need it. But yeah, the top's the preferred line.
All right. Well, you're with Bandit Motorsports, correct?
Yeah, I'm in their voice channel. Yep.
All right. Well, we'll send you back in. Good luck.
All right.
All right, well, Chris, keep that Chemical Guys Toyota Camry shiny there. It's looking good so far. Keep it off the wall, bud.
Yeah, man, I'll try.
All right, we'll take you later.
Yep.
And there you have it from Christopher Howell. Restarting third inside line. Looks like just Michael again, no surprise, takes the outside in that 087.
Lights are out. We're double wide. That 58 car there is pretty impressive tonight too. Of Jason Hughes, you got the 16 car, Ken Richardson behind him, Brian Bazell in 18, starting at about 8th, it looks like, or 7th. As you can take him to the green flag there, Scott.
Yeah, we'll go on board roof cam from Jason Hughes, starting in 6th spot. See if we can make up some spots here. Waiting for the green flag off turn number 4. There it is. Looks like he gets another great jump. Fourth gear here.
Rodman and the 20 car, 70 car, Christopher Howell almost get together there. You know, I have to call out my mistake there, Scott. When I brought up Christopher Howell, I was looking at somebody else's card number. When I brought him up, I was looking at Billy Bumgarner's card number. So, my apologies. Sorry for throwing a curveball to you. That castor oil scheme of that 53 card just had my attention.
That is a sharp looking paint. I like that one, Billy Bumgarner. And also looks like it's got plenty of speed in it too. Looks like a Brad Keselowski paint scheme. And awesome run here up to 7 for Billy Bumgarner.
Back up front, Kyle Chadwick. Justin Michael on the low side there, so that low line is starting to maybe come in there a little bit. Problem is momentum there, Scott, so it's hard to get the momentum off that low side. You see him tuck back in behind Justin Michael as they go across the apron here. Front stretch.
Yeah, that's the killer there. You got a little bit of momentum, you know, you get on the inside of a guy there in turn 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, and you can get beside him, but that outside guy has just got so much momentum and speed coming off these corners.
Yeah, and you're putting a lot of pressure on that right front too, running that low line too, and where these guys running the high line can kind of ease up in that wheel a little bit. Ron Minton now closing in the back door of Kyle Chadwick as Kyle Chadwick tries to reset. I just seen some action back about 5th or 6th with Jason Hughes. Kind of got a whole lot of cars back there fighting it out. It's got Christopher Davis on the inside there, looking to make pass there. 57 car of Jeff Gilmore And Charles Widener, oh, Jeff Gilmore sideways, saves it off turn 2. Gathers it up and probably has to clean out his shorts, as we like to say.
Yeah. Sure, Jeffrey Marks nervous again on the outside. Almost gets collected up in a third accident tonight. Jack Watts, familiar Budweiser.
Now, I wonder if they're still limited to the sets of tires, Scott, the 5 sets. I think so. I think I did see that. Oh, fast repairs. You know what? There is a limit on fast repairs, too. I just now seen that.
Yeah, okay. Ken Richardson up here. We don't talk a lot about Ken Richardson, but looks like Jason Hughes just behind him having some issues. He's trying to catch that here off turn number 4. Great save. As Jason gets collected with Christopher Davis, I think there. An awesome job by all those guys.
For a minute there, I was going to say he ain't stopped wrecking yet. He lost a ton of positions. Got James Brown going by Jason Hughes at the moment, and that would be looks like for about 16th or so.
Man, all kinds of action here. We haven't gotten to the back of the pack yet.
Yeah, there's some great racing here. I'm still watching Jason Hughes and James Brown go at it side by side. Looks like Jason Hughes is going to get the advantage there on the outside. Kind of bringing that beer store car along with him. We haven't talked about Rob Haynes yet tonight. Usually finds his way up front. Rob Haynes is no stranger. And starting at the back, maneuvering his way up front.
Yeah. 3 wide there off of turn number 2. Rob Haynes, no stranger to 3 wide on the outside, going to pick up those spots right behind Jason Hughes here.
No, Michael Melfeld Jr. up in the wall just a little bit. No harm, no foul, but kind of gave the Kansas stripe to this place, I guess. I guess he's still thinking he's at Darlington.
Still a clean side on that Federated Auto Parts Toyota Camry.
Yeah, some great battles back here, Scott. Back here still with James Brown and the 155 car, Michael Melfeld Jr. back here in 17th and 18th. Looks like Michael Melfeld's going to take that position on the inside, taking Greg Mall on the 7 Wheel of Fortune car with him. I thought Greg Mall was going to try to get 2 spots there for a second.
Yeah, he probably thought better of it. He knows the preferred line is that outside line. Probably going to wait for Michael Melfeld to catch Christopher Davis. Maybe get them to race a little bit and take advantage again. As I say that, Michael Melfeld gets loose once again. Outside wall, turn number 2. Now he's got the Darlington stripe, or Kansas stripe, should we call it.
Yeah, I think there's some safer barrier stuck in the side of that car. He hit that wall a ton.
Yeah, we're still in a green. Yellow flag is out. Up number 24 on the board.
Yeah, it looks like that was caused by Michael Melfeld Jr. He just got it towed and couldn't get it off the track fast enough. And NASCAR threw the caution. Well, Scott, you know, we got, it looks like 25 laps on the books right now. So I'm going to guess here that our leaders are going to be headed to pit lane.
Think so. We'll take one real quick look. Let's go, I don't know, on board, cockpit view. Why not? With Michael Melfeld Jr. See how difficult these things are to handle around these corners here as they get loose. On board with Michael Melfeld, turn 1 and 2. He just tries to save it on the inside line, takes it straight to pit road to get a tow.
Yeah, tough break, but he's got a quick repair, Scott. So other than that tow might cost him. Anyway, all our leaders have elected to go to pit lane. Justin Michael leading the whole group down pit lane here. Seeing who stayed out, looks like the 199 might be leading this thing when it's over, but I believe that car is going to be on old tires.
Christopher Allen, that chemical guy's car, right behind him. Take a look, see who's going to win this race off of pit road. Looks like both right side and left side's up. Back of the pack starting to get released from pit road. Rod Mitten with a great stop. And Justin Michael to the cone. Chadwick almost gets some there.
Chadwick tried. He gave it the college try there. But that's the advantage of having that first pit stall, you know. Get that shot out, straight out.
So up front here, like you said, talk about Rob Haynes, no pit that time. Greg Mall, James Hearns, and that looks like just those 3 did not pit this time. So old tires, which tells me they're probably limited on tires. Like I said, do we agree it's probably 5 sets of tires tonight? So they're probably saving some of those.
5 sets. but I don't have. Yeah, it is limited to 5 sets. I do have that up here now. So while I'm on there too, Scott, we'll just take a look at the weather. So we're still at 79 degrees outdoor temperature, but the track has been cooling. We're down to 89 degrees, and I do expect it to further cool. So I expect the lap times to increase and cars to be a little more sketchy on cold tires as well.
Lap times to increase, temperature's going down, lights are off. I say we crank it up this time. What do you say? We're going to turn the volume up on this restart.
So before we go to green, Greg Mall was telling me about his Kansas trip. Apparently he got sunburned and dehydrated, but still made it here for tonight's race. And now he is on the inside getting ready to start this thing.
There it is, sharp looking Miller Fortune car. Got rid of the Hooters themed Miller Fortune car last week at Darlington. It was an awesome car that he put out there for us. One win sticker on there. Where was Greg's win? I think was Martinsville.
Martinsville, he got the clock.
Martinsville, I believe. Yeah, oh, that's right. We shipped a clock to him here at Multi-League. A real live working grandfather clock.
All right, Scott, I'm sure you got the crank it up queued up. I am going to shut up and watch the action unfold.
All right. You get the volume set. You can turn it up if you want, but we're going to turn it up for you. Get some speed cams going. Couple laps here on the race. Enjoy it, folks, as we crank it up. Lap 28 coming on the board here. Looks like we're under caution here. Lap number 29 on the board. We'll see what happened. Take a quick break to catch what happened. Do you know? Did you see what happened to see what car it was, Ken?
I'm hearing radio chatter. I heard something with Kyle Chadwick, but he's still up in that top 6 position. So I see a bunch of smoke out there. Just looking for it myself.
Yeah, I just found it. Here it is. Kyle Chadwick, turn 3 and 4. Take a look at, gets loose all by himself, comes down, almost collects Christopher Howell. Looks like he does a great job to save it. I'm not sure if that was the reason for the caution or not. Huh.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that doesn't seem like that would bring out a caution. I don't think that was it, Scott. It was somewhere else. There was some smoke in the back. As I mentioned at the top of the race.
There it is. Billy Bumgarner, I think it was, in the 53. Yep. Let's rewind that one real quick for you. Gets loose, or maybe some contact from Jack Watts there. That Castrol car off turn number 2. Jack Watts maybe just helps him a little bit in the left rear. Maybe got loose on the guy off the corner. And away he goes.
Yeah. And he could have been starting to step out anyway, and that's Jack Watts got into him there. Like I said, like I was mentioning at the top of the race, Scott, man, these cars are super squirrely with about 2 laps on them. They can get some heat in the tires, and you got to be really careful. So each one of those seam lines, you know, iRacing says that this track is banked at 15 degrees continuous. However, I thought this was progressive banking. Do you know, Scott, how the banking's set up on this track?
I think you're right. When they repaved it several years ago, probably in, oh boy, 2009, 2010, I want to say. They repaved it, and I think you might be right that they put some progressive banking in it, much like they did at Vegas. And what's another track? Well, Texas. There's a new Texas progressive banking going there
maybe.
Next week for the All-Star race.
I know there's a few tracks with a lot of the progressive banking, but what I was noticing during, you know, our hot lap session that we do is those seam lines in the track, it seemed like they were just like an apron, right? So if you didn't hit those seam lines right, it would really upset the wedge in the car, and it would come around on you pretty easy if you weren't paying attention.
There it is. Lights are out. Justin Michael is our race leader, huh? It looks like he got the lead in that crank it up session without too much issue with the fresh tires. No surprise there. Ron Mitten on the inside. Greg Mall, though, hung strong with the old tires. He was one of those 3 cars. Him, James Hearns, and Rob Haynes. Rob Haynes is all the way in the back.
Must have went in for his pit stop.
Oh yeah,
So,
good call. Yep, he's got
about
one lap
track
on his
position.
tires. So Rob Haynes did pit fresh tires that time.
Yeah, Greg Mall started in 24th up to 2nd, so now he's got the track position, but does he have the tires to at least hang in the top 10? That's kind of probably what he's thinking at this moment. With the amount of cautions that we're having, though, tonight, Scott, he might be the smart player so far. Lights are out in the pace car. We're about to go green again.
Here we go. Tighten them up. Race control saying tighten them up there. Kim Quick. Look who's sneaking in the top 10 there. Jeffrey Merck back there in 8th on the high side in the 60 Stone River Outfitters. And Charlie Winder on the inside. Charlie Winder up into 9th spot.
Pace car ducks into pit lane, and there goes Justin Michael. Gets that same jump on the outside lane there. Greg Mullen is inside. Kyle Chadwick's going to challenge on the outside. Kyle Chadwick side by side with the 92 car Rod Mitten as they sort out that battle. Both of them move up to the high line there. Greg Mall right on the bottom there. Turns 1 and 2.
I think he's gonna be
we
real
got
quick.
a car sideways in the
Yeah,
back.
saw that.
I think that was Wesley Holland. Maybe not. I think it was. Yeah, it was Wesley Holland. He saves the car. We're still green.
Still green as it comes back on the track. New paint job for Wesley Holland. Why don't we take a peek at that paint job? As I see more smoke up front here. Big wreck. Big pile up of turn number 4. Oh boy.
Yeah, we are in a caution, and that beer store car was involved at 199 of Rob Haynes. They're still crashing, so I'm kind of chuckling here. It looks like Wesley Holland's going to get all his positions back as he drives by all the carnage.
Wesley Holland's probably thinking that him getting loose there off of the corner was the best thing that could happen to him before that wreck.
Yeah, James Hearns involved. I was watching James Hearns. It looked like he wrecked twice. I mean, it didn't seem like he hit anything, but he spun the car. Got the 9 car of David Schreck, it looks like, involved in a new Attell paint scheme, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like it started from Jason Hughes here. Gets loose off the corner. Goes up high, blocks the track. Trent Drum, Rob Haynes, huge contact. Oh, David Schreck in that Ryan Newman scheme car from last week at Darlington gets involved. And James Hearns, I think, was also involved. We'll back that up one more time. We'll take a look from maybe Rob Haynes. What do you think?
Sure, why not?
Let's go down for the roof cam on Rob Haynes. Full speed, you're seeing it. Full speed here. Smoke up ahead, off the throttle. Nowhere to go. Tough break there.
I don't know if it's that much of a tough break, though, Scott. With unlimited fast repairs tonight, I'm seeing a lot of brand new cars come back out. 199 gets his fast repair. Rob Haynes, David Schreck in that 9 car headed off pit lane after getting that thing repaired. And the 53 castor oil car we'd mentioned earlier tonight. It's all brand new, refreshed paint scheme on that castor oil car.
Can you imagine if they made the mistake of unlimited fast repairs and Jimmy Todd was the admin of the race?
Yeah, Jimmy would probably be having a meltdown about it now.
Right?
Well, Greg Mall has stayed out again. Of course, we only got about a lap and a half. You know what, Scott? I'm going to make a prediction here, okay? Now's the time maybe we should go for a second attempt on a crank it up.
Second attempt on the crank it up. I like it. We'll do it this time for the folks.
I think we got some heat in the tires. Got guys are like, okay, let's settle down. Let's get some racing in.
Yeah, looks like Greg Mall still out on those old tires. He's got 22 laps compared to 9 laps for pretty much the rest of the field until you get back to 22nd on in the running order. Those guys, a lot of them pitted this last time around, involved in that big wreck there. But the majority of the field, 9 laps, 8 laps on their tires. Like I said, it's a pretty good starting spot for tires being a little bit worn and not so risky on the restarts, but also plenty of traction here, so don't get too tight on these restarts.
Lights are out in the pace car. Just Michael will still lead it. It's going to start on the outside position. Greg Mall in second. Kyle Chadwick in third on the inside lane. The 92 car of Rod Mitten will start on the outside in fourth. Jeffrey Merck, kind of up and down night tonight. Been in a couple of incidents. Got a clean car. Will start in fifth. Brian Bazell in sixth. Christopher Howell in 7th, Charles Widener in 8th, Jeff Gilmore in 9th, and Eric Talent will round out your top 10 as we're about to take him to green.
Here we go. Crank it up. We'll start with probably the roof cam here and take it from there, folks. Watch the volume if you're sensitive. We'll crank it up for you. Enjoy it this time. Green flag racing, 36 laps going on the board of 107. Here we go.
Guys are really struggling with Kansas tonight. You know, it's kind of strange too, Scott. I'm used to coming to Kansas and having pretty much green flag runs.
Two gets collected, gets Ken Richardson, looks at Aaron Talent. Stops on the high side, almost collects more cars. Everybody's scrambling to the inside. Everybody does a great job there and slowing the car down. And
so I imagine we're going to head to pit lane and get some new fenders put on those cars and get back out.
On board with Brian Bazell. Looks like left front's all torn up, right front too, and down to pit road speed.
Yeah, we got the 16 behind him, Ken Richardson, the 5 car, Eric Talent. All these cars, I believe, were involved in the incident. And then just behind them, the 77 car of Jack Watts. All headed to pit lane, although I don't see a lot of damage on the 77 car. Yeah, there was some damage. Decided to get it fixed. Well, Scott, Greg Mall is continuing to stay out. How many laps does Greg Mall have on? I know a lot of these laps have been caution, but Greg Mall is.
Greg's on 26 laps. The rest of the field's more or less than the top 15 cars, at least, all on 13 laps. So exactly twice as many laps for Greg Mall up there, holding strong in second place.
He's got to be seeing all these cautions, and that must be a factor in his decision to stay out tonight. And if I remember, this is kind of precisely how he won Martinsville. He actually didn't pit at all at Martinsville. He just, speak of the devil.
Yeah, that is true. We're talking about pit strategy, Greg Mall, and how you won Martinsville. Is that your plan here at Kansas, to avoid pit road as long as you can?
I'm trying to avoid the dust bowl of mayhem back there. I don't know. It's feeling okay on older tires compared to the guys that I'm around right now anyways. So I don't know. If we get a longer run, I may have, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but definitely not going to be making it on gas, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, looked like that strategy worked for you great at Martinsville, but not so much here at Kansas. How does the racing line compare to what you saw at the Cup race? You were at the Cup race yesterday. So what are you seeing, anything different in the sim that you noticed compared to what the actual cars were doing yesterday?
I think, on restarts anyways, when you're on fresh tires, you've definitely got almost the entire racetrack to kind of mess around with to try and find a good line. Cars seems to be kind of snapping loose and on times during the early laps in a run, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I think getting up towards the wall on a later end of a run is probably going to be the key, like it was yesterday. So pretty similar.
All right, sounds good. Hopefully we can get you on a similar pit strategy, maybe another caution or two, and we'll get the whole field to come in and probably equalize on tires and see what you got for them. But Awesome job there sticking out in second. Certainly, not that I was voting against you, but certainly surprised me that you were able to hold on to second as long as you have. So awesome job of avoiding the mayhem, and good luck out there the rest of the race.
Well, we'll keep going. So thanks, guys.
There you have it from second place. Greg Mall doing an awesome job there. Like I said, twice as many laps on his tires as everybody around him there. Speaking of everybody around him, Jeff Merck, hats off to Jeff, right? We saw him involved in, what, at least 2 that I can remember, if not 3 incidents.
Yeah, and 2 at least, that's for sure.
With 1 to go here, lap 40 on the board. No surprise, Jeffrey Merck back into the top 3.
You know, now that we talked to Greg Mall, hopefully we didn't jinx him, Scott, and this thing goes green. Because if it goes green, Greg Mall is going to be in a whole heap of trouble here. Because he's going to have to hit probably about 10 laps under green, I'm going to guess. I think the fuel window that was reported to us was about 27 to 31 laps. Now, most of the laps that Greg Mall has ran have been under caution. So out of those 23 or 24 laps he's probably got 15 of those under caution. But that's still probably half of his fuel used up already. So
I'm almost thinking, like I said, he's probably within at least maybe 5, possibly 10 laps at most from needing to stop on a green. I would almost think that he'd want to stop that time, right? And then hope a caution comes out later where the rest of the field has to pit, and then he could cycle to the front maybe, but maybe he's got something else in mind, who knows?
I know, he found big green lane once before, so why not?
That he did.
As lights are out in the pace car as we're about to go green flag racing again. Our top 5, Justin Michael, Greg Mall, Jeffrey Merck, Rod Minton, and Kyle Chadwick will lead this field to our umpteenth green flag tonight.
Now look from the backside of Jeffrey Merck, starting in 3rd spot on the inside. Green flag comes out, coming up to lap number 42 on the board.
Justin Michael again with commanding start on the outside. Greg Mall on his inside. Might fall in line here, and it looks like he will at least take a lower line through 1 and 2. And as Greg Mall likes to take that lower line through 1 and 2. Just behind them, Rod Minton, Jeffrey Merck. Jeffrey Merck holds on to that 3rd, does a slide job in front of Rod Minton. Rod Minton says, I ain't having any of that. Jumps down on his inside there, going into 3 and 4. But yeah, he's going to get that. He's going to get that position away from Jeffrey Merck right now. Nice aggressive move there by Rod Minton with that 92 car.
Yeah, great move, Rob. Jeffrey Merck, I think he's saying, you know, he's got to make up spots quick here as the tires are fairly fresh. And tries to dive to the inside. Nothing to do with Rod Minton that time around.
Yeah, that outside lane, Scott, like I mentioned at the top of the race, just seems to be the strong. If you know where to run that line, it's just you get so much running out of corners here.
Look at Greg Mall on the inside here, looking for the lead from Justin Michael. Those old tires. He's not messing around tonight.
And he's got nothing to lose. If this thing goes green, you know, he's like, well, I might as well burn him off, right? Because there's nothing left for him to do. He gets a little sideways there. Can't get it done. So favors that inside car of Justin Michael.
You see Justin Michael, he pulls up. It almost looks like he has a better line. I kind of like, I remember when I drove Kansas a lot, I do remember kind of putting the left sides on that seam throughout the corner and having a little bit more speed there than being right up against the wall. So looks like Greg Mall has found that line just about 6 inches to 12 inches lower in the corner than Justin Michael as he scoops up in the middle of the corner. But can't quite get a good run off the corner.
Yeah, and I'm watching Jeffrey Merck actually slide back a little bit, back there in 4th after that battle with Rod Minton. And Rod Minton wasn't playing around tonight, as Rod Minton's actually starting to set his sights on that 7 car of Greg Mall. Kind of have a really good night for Rod Minton.
Yeah, Rod Minton last time around was 31 laps. Our leader Justin Michael has been leading pretty much every lap with a 31.2. Rod Minton 2/10 faster than our leader here.
Going back to 4th or 5th position here, Scott. That 41 of Wesley Holland has found his way back up front after a couple of incidents tonight. Kind of had a self-spin out there, fell to the back, and then watched a wreck happen in front of him and basically moved his way up to the front.
Yeah, it's an awesome looking paint job of the Black Mamba. I believe that's Kobe Bryant tribute there. Awesome looking scheme.
And it looks like we're mostly single file behind him. We got Christopher Hall in the 70 car. Leading pack of about 4. Jeff Gilmore behind him in 7th. Kyle Chadwick in 8th, who is running up front. Got the beer store, Rob Haynes rounding out that 4-car battle there. That car was heavily damaged in a previous incident. Got that thing repaired and trying to make his way back up to the top five. And we're under caution.
Caution is out once again. I think that's caution number 5 on the night. 48 laps on the board. We'll take a look at what happened here. Oh, big pile up in the back of the pack here. We'll have to take a closer look here. Ken Richardson. I don't know if it started with him. Yeah, it looked like it did. Full speed from Ken Richardson's standpoint here in that 16 Chevy. Just gets loose, just snaps loose, snaps to the right. Nowhere to go for the 02 of Heath Smith. David Schreck again loses the roof of that car. Jack Watts, I think, involved again. As the leaders here come off turn number 2, picking up the pace car. Justin Michael, Greg Mall still in second spot. Awesome job. Rod Mitten, Jeffrey Merck, and Wesley Holland rounding out the top 5. What'll be interesting now, what do you think with, I'm showing 23 laps on the board. Again, it's kind of a toss-up because a lot of these laps have been under caution, but I would think the leaders would come down to pit road this time.
Yeah, Greg Mall for sure. That's exactly the one to watch. But if all the leaders come in with Greg Mall kind of made the smart decision here. If they stay out, Greg Mall might find it. It looks like everybody's heading to pit lane. Justin Michael's going to take the whole field pit lane. Greg Mall just behind him. So Greg Mall does the right strategy, it appears.
That worked out as best as it could right there, right? And pick up track position by staying out on pit strategy and then hanging in the top 2 or 3, in this case the second spot, until the leaders are ready to pit once again.
Yep, so we'll watch this race off pit lane here. We got new leaders. There's a few guys that stayed out.
We'll get to those in a minute here. It looks like James Hearns out talent Brian Bazell, I believe. Wesley Holland off pit road quick.
I'm thinking he didn't take tires, Scott.
Wow, Justin Michael, I think Chadwick may have taken 2 tires. I don't have access to see exactly how many tires people take, but big mix up here off pit road. Should be a really interesting restart here.
Yeah, and James Hearns is going to bring him to that green flag as well. So James Hearns stays out. He's already called the outside lane on the start, so it isn't just to get that bonus point for leading the lap. He is planning on starting this on the pole, so to speak.
Let's take a chat with them. James Hearns, one of our admins here on the Monday Night Stone River Cup Series league here. James, pit strategy-wise, staying out this time. Are you trying to save some tires for later in the race?
That extra point comes in handy, Scott.
Oh, there you go. We get an extra point for leading a lap and cross the line this time. There you go.
And then it wasn't that long ago I took tires that were actually green flag laps, so we'll see how I do. I'm sure I'll go backwards, but I'm on the outside, so I should be relatively safe.
Well, don't cut yourself too short. We just saw Greg Mall hold off second spot, hold off the entire field for a good 15, 20 laps with older tires. So,
all right, well, maybe we'll see how we go.
All right, hang tough out there and have a great race. We're looks like 51, just about halfway done this thing, and good luck out there.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Insufficient permissions.
Well, there we had James
Looks like I can't move him back down.
Insufficient
Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can put him back. All right. So we're still under caution. Lights are still flashing on the pace car here. Got about a lap and a half before we go green. That was Mr. James Hearns in that purple Crown Royal car.
That is a sharp-looking car. We did that one for the Darlington Throwback Week last week. We're going for a closer view here. There's some debate whether it's a Matt Kenseth throwback or Jamie McMurray throwback. Do you have an opinion on that, Ken?
I don't remember that car at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe Jamie McMurray, if anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm just looking here. We got a new set of leaders here. James Hearns will bring us to the green flag. We got Eric Talent, who's going to start on the inside there in second in that green and black 5 car. Brian Bazell in the 18th. I believe those 3 cars did not pit. And then just behind them, we got Wesley Holland, who I believe came in the pits, got fuel, but did not take tires. So he came out first.
6.2 seconds in the pit box for Wesley Holland. So that sounds like a fuel-only stop to me.
Kyle Chadwick, we believe you mentioned it during pits in that 88 car, will start 5th, and we believe he only took 2 tires. And then Justin Michael took a full set of 4 and he was in the lead when that caution came out. So he is in sixth, our last time leader. So Justin Michael finds himself in a little bit of traffic on different tire strategies.
For the first time tonight with a pit stop of 14.7 for 4 tires. Wesley Holland, we said 6.2 no tires. Looking at Brian Bazell and Kyle Chadwick, both with a 9.1. That screams to me 2 tire stop. So Brian Bazell also with 2 tires up there in 4th spot. You know who's going to be super aggressive on this free start, I think? We'll go on board with Justin Michael. I think this will be exciting off of turn number 4 here. Wesley Holland with no tires in front of him. He's going to be wanting to get clear of traffic pretty quick.
Error. Error.
Well, some issues with TeamSpeak tonight. I think we're still live here. 55 laps on the board. And Wesley Holland, our leader out front, saw that incident there. Big wreck on the backstretch. Wesley Holland did, or I'm sorry, Wally Tierhammer did a great job of avoiding that wreck on the backstretch. Unfortunately tonight, until TeamSpeak comes back up, I've probably lost my broadcast partner, Ken Huber, in driver interviews for the ability to do that. So hang in there with us, folks. I do have the chat live here, so if you want to see some cameras, if you want to talk to, well, we can't talk to anybody, but if you want to see some different views, throw it in the chat there and see what we got. .56 laps on the boards. Looks like we'll go around at least one more time. Go through our top 5 here. Wesley Holland out there with no tires. James Hearns with older tires as well. Brian Bazell with 2 tires. Justin Michael in 4th. And Jeffrey Merck starting in 5th. I keep trying to connect here with TeamSpeak, see if it comes up at any point, but so far no luck, so stuck with me. If I think Ken Huber's out there, he's still around, so if you hear the chat, if you can hear us, put some who you're voting for your favorite driver down in the chat. Let's talk about who we think's going to win this one. Wesley Holland up front with older tires, or the fast one, Polstead or Justin Michael maybe, or Jeffrey Merck, who's had his share of incidents tonight. 3 or 4 incidents, but back in the top 5 solidly. Lap 57 on the board at 107. We're just past halfway. Wesley Holland taking him down to the green flag. We'll go on board with Wesley Holland for this restart. Here we go. Green flag is out. Down to the stripe. Lap 58 going on the board. Three wide back there, and 4th and 5th place. Looks like Justin Michael splitting the cars of James Hearns and Jeffrey Mark on the inside. Awesome job there. Rob Haynes looks like he's trying to make some traction there on the outside. Greg Mall looking to make some moves here on the inside with a slide job. Justin Michael, oh, and Brian Bazell gets loose off of turn number 3 there. Imagine we're under caution now once again for the incident with Brian Bazell. We'll take a look at what happened here. Yeah, go up here with let's see who it was. Yeah, Brian Bazell on the top side, all by himself. Again, we've seen that over and over tonight several times as we watch full speed here. Brian Bazell on the top side gets loose. Justin Michael does a great job on the outside. James Hearns, unfortunately, we just talked to him. Nowhere to go on the inside. Jason Hughes gets collected there. Everybody else does a great job of avoiding Brian Bazell. At least a great job by holding the brakes and not involving more cars than we need to. Tough break once again there. Take a look up front. Not a whole lot of pit action up front. Leaders are all staying out this time. Ken, you're not off the hook completely if you're out there. I need you on the chat, which you are, so awesome job. Appreciate that. Everybody, we're still on board with the chat. If you want to hear something or see a driver cam, we'll put out that up to vote since I lost Ken, my broadcast partner, but we're still live here. 60 laps on the board of 107 at Kansas Motor Speedway. Try to find some interesting cameras for you folks to watch the race from for this restart. We've got cockpit cameras, we've got roof cameras, we've got rear cameras, all kinds of stuff, so. Maybe watch this from the back of the pack, since we haven't focused on a lot of these drivers back here yet tonight. Ken Richardson on the inside, looks like he got a fast repair that time. All these guys, again, unlimited fast repairs tonight. Jimmy Todd would be proud, so take advantage of them while you can, and looks like all these cars are fixed up just like new. Coming down this time to 1 to go. Looks like I'm starting to double up here. And pace car lights will probably see come off this time. Nice crowd in the stands tonight. I lost my weather reporter too. We usually get track updates and weather updates, and Ken Huber usually has all that info for me, so. Lights are on the pace car. Let's go to our starting lineup here for this restart. Wesley Holland on those old tires on the inside. Jeffrey Merck starting second. Justin Michael starting third, Greg Mall starting fourth, and I believe Rob Haynes in fifth, and Chris Howell starting in sixth. Here we go, this time coming out of the lap number 63, lights are out, we're in turn 3 and 4. Let's see what Wesley Holland can do. A great job here of holding off the field with old tires. He chooses the inside, which is interesting. We saw Justin Michael and a lot of those guys choose the outside lane on the restarts, but Wesley Holland chooses the inside. We'll crank it up this time for you, get some crank it up cameras. Enjoy it, folks, here we go. Under yellow once again here. We'll take a look at what happened here. Looks like a lot of cars through the grass. Trying to figure out where it's all started. Looks like maybe Jason Hughes again on the inside here. We'll take a look. Turn number 3 gets a little sideways all by himself. Wally avoids it on the outside, gets turned to the right again. Billy Bumgarner, Double D, I've talked a lot about him tonight, gets involved. A lot of good cars involved in that one. Back up front, looks like Jeffrey Merck got the lead from Wesley Holland. Wesley Holland dropped, wow, where'd he go? Must have pitted that time around, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's all the way back in 23rd, so probably got some fresh tires. Yep, he's got fresh tires this time, 4 tires. Lap number 66 going on the board here, just about 2/3 of the way through this thing already. Rob Haynes, awesome job by Rob, up in 3rd place behind Justin Michael. Talked a lot about him tonight, but it seemed like it was mostly when he was involved in wrecks early tonight. So we went from the back to the front to the back. I would love to talk with him, Rob, if you're here. If you, well, we can't talk to you, but I would love to. So, starting in third here, Greg Mall with the fresh tires. We talked about him getting on the same pit strategy as the rest of the leaders. Awesome job by him in the top 5. Bandit Motorsports, by the way. Those guys are all, yeah, Jeff Mark from Bandit, Justin Michael from Bandit, Rob Haynes from Bandit, and Greg Mall, Bandit Motorsports, top 4. Really strong team out here. Seems to me, from what I'm seeing on these driving, a lot of these incidents are this car tends to get loose. I know Ken has a lot more driving experience here than I do, especially recently, but these cars tend to get a little bit loose, and then the driver tends to maybe overcorrect a little bit to the right, and it snaps to the wall and then takes out a bunch of cars. So really unfortunate until we get a couple laps. Well, we got about 16 laps on the tires, so should be able to straighten this out and hopefully have a green flag run here to the end. Through that time, we heard from the iRacing chat. Jeffrey Mark going to take the outside this time. Starting in second will be Justin Michael on his inside. We'll go maybe do a restart this time from back in the pack. I don't know, we'll pick somebody 15th on plus. Rod Mitten, I think we talked about him earlier already. It's 49, Chris Voiles. There we go, in the Crown car. I like that one. We'll do a restart from Christopher Voiles back here. Looks like he started in 30th, currently running in 17th. Haven't led any laps tonight yet, but good run by Chris. So he's got 2 laps, just pitted that time, 4 fresh tires. Fast repair, 4 tires. And I believe Chris is the captain of Bandit Motorsports. Another cool thing about Chris, he's from Charlotte, well, Kannapolis, North Carolina, I guess. And I'm going down next week to the Coca-Cola 600. I'm going to meet up with Chris, maybe grab dinner and a beer or two, and have some good conversation. So it's kind of cool in the iRacing community to be able to meet up with these guys when we can. I met Justin Michael about a year and a half ago at the Bristol All-Star Race, and kind of cool to meet these guys as we travel around the country. Doug Heveron I met about a year and a half, 2 years ago at Daytona 500, so really cool to meet up with these guys when we travel and to go see these races. On board with Christopher Voiles, we call him the captain of Bandit Motorsports. Piled up here, race control is yelling to tighten them up. Turn number 4, wait for the pace car to be in, and we're going to be green this time, coming up on lap number 69. You're going to wait for it. You hear the loud pedals on. Jeffrey Mark with a great start there. Justin Michael filing into second. And on board, like I said, with Christopher Voiles down low, trying to pick up as many spots as we can here. Like Brian Bazell on the top side there, the 63 car on his outside, James Hearns right in front of him. Nowhere to go here. See some smoke up there. I think that was Christopher Davis maybe getting loose off of turn number 4. Does a great job saving it. Gary Cleaver, haven't talked much about him. Currently running in 14th, started in 18th tonight. Probably rough, got involved in several incidents tonight already, but still out there trucking along with his fast repairs, fresh tires, and 13th job. 13th place. Nice job by Gary Cleaver. Kyle Chadwick back in 14. He's had a rough go at it. We saw him, I think he started second or third tonight. As we watch Kerry Cleaver bounce off the wall in turn number 4. 3 wide. James Hearn splits it to the inside. Nice recovery there by Kerry Cleaver, keeping it clean and stay out of trouble there. Like Billy Bumgarner, Castro Car coming off pit road. David Schreck also coming off the pit road. See some more action back in the pack here. Wesley Holland running in 23rd. After that pit stop, looks like some more smoke up ahead, and we're staying in the green. Let's go back up front now. I don't know, off the beer store car, why not? Oops. Backside here off the Rob Haynes in 3rd. Look at that battle of Greg Mall trying to make up some spots. Christopher Howell back there. Jeff Gilmore, I think that is, yes. Jeff Gilmore in 5th place here. Yeah, I know some damage right there. Greg Mall behind us here. Some damage on the right front of that North Fortune Ford. Great race back here. Greg Mall tries to look to the inside of Jeff Gilmore, trying to finish that pass. We'll see just how hard it is to do as he gets loose on the inside. Ooh, Christopher Howell, I think a little loose there, blocking the inside lane. Jason Hughes trying to make up spots. Awesome racing back here. Float back through the pack here, see if we can find some more side-by-side racing if there is some. There we go. Kyle Chadwick, the inside of Jack Watts. Wesley Holland following him there. Jack Watts started 23rd, currently up to 11th spot. Nice run by Jack so far tonight. Almost into the top 10. Took some side-by-side with Greg Mall here. Once again. Greg Mall just stuck on the bottom there. Oh, looks like Chris Howell, I think, may have gotten in the wall as those guys make that pass. Rod Mitten as well gets by him there. We'll go back up front. I think the battle's starting to close in. Jeffrey Mark trying to hold off Justin Michael, but if there's one driver out there that is really good on these long runs, it's definitely Justin Michael. As he starts to close in, we'll see just how difficult it is to make any kind of pass here at Kansas. On the top side, probably a little bit faster, probably see him close a little bit in the middle of the corner here. Getting word that maybe Greg Mall got the corner off, got the wall off of corner number 4, I think, last time by. So, yeah, looks like Jeff Gilmore, Charlie Widner got by him, trying to make those positions back. Brian Bazell, oh, as he scrapes the wall there, as I just talked to him. Maybe I should stop talking about these drivers. They're just hitting the wall every time I talk about them, but... Back to the battle up front, still nowhere to go. Jeffrey Mark probably fairly content to ride for a while. We're about 30 laps from the end of this thing. Two-thirds of the way done. So Jeffrey Mark paces behind... Sorry, Justin Michael paces behind Jeffrey Mark for the lead here. That battle's happening 3 seconds in front of our third-place runner, Rob Haynes. Jeff Gilmore back and forth. Charlie Widner cracking the top 5. Awesome job by Charlie to keep that car clean. Craftsman Tools. Greg Mall still stuck on that inside line. Maybe coming to pit road this time, I think. Yep, there it is. Greg Mall coming to pit road. Let's see, his stint 29 laps. I think that's a green flag stop here, so interesting strategy. Maybe he's one of the first of the leaders to come in. We'll see real quick if he gets a faster pair, and then we'll put the focus. There it is, faster pair, 4 tires. Going back to the lead to see what these leaders do. Still staying out this time. What I'm going to do here, since I lost Ken Huber, our broadcast partner, I'm going to turn on the iRacing chat. So you're going to hear iRacing at the same volume and just as live as I hear it. These cars should be probably calling their pit stops here in the next couple laps. We'll try to follow the action as best as we can here. Still don't hear much chat on the radio just yet about pit stops, but let's go back to Greg Mall here. Clean tire, or clean car, 4 fresh tires. Let's go on board here to see exactly how much faster it is with those fresh tires. Looking on the inside, it's Wally Tierheimer on the outside, David Schreck just in front of him. And he dives to the inside. Normally it's pretty difficult to finish a pass down there, but you can see how easy with those 4 fresh tires it is to blow right past David Schreck. Still not much action up front, haven't missed anything. Jeffrey Merck still leading Justin Michael and Rob Haynes. Showing 33 laps right now on this set of tires. And there's Justin Michael coming to pit road this time. Gets it woed down. I think pit speed limit is probably 45 miles an hour. Does a great job. And I think the leaders, if they all see Justin Michael come to pit road, I think they're going to be short to follow here. Jeffrey Mark here on the outside. He's got a 3.8 second lead on Rob Haynes. Charlie Winder moves up to 3rd. On board right now with Jeff Gilmore. Looks like, let's go Rob Haynes off turn number 4, coming to pit road this time. Under green. Gets a little loose there, gets a woed up. There's the cone, he's got to hit 45 miles an hour by, does a great job. Jeffrey Merck, our leader, still on the racetrack. Charlie Winder's up to 2nd spot now. Jeff Gilmore in 3rd. Kyle Chadwick up to 4th place. Yeah, that's accurate. 18 laps on his tires, so that's a big advantage by Kyle Chadwick. I think he came in one of the previous cautions. He's got about 17 laps fresher tires than these leaders, so that's about a 17 lap window, which would bring us to, if I do some rough math in my head, 1 lap 103, I think. So there's a chance that maybe Kyle Chadwick could stretch this thing out to the end of the race. Should be really interesting to see if that's what he's thinking to do. Brian Bazell again painting the wall with that Mack truck number 18 car.
I'm just trying to make it around, man.
I think that was the voice, if I know right, of Wally Tierheimer saying he's just trying to make it around this track. So awesome job by Wally, back in 14th right now. Our leader off of turn number 2 on the backstretch. We'll see this time. I don't hear much chatter on the radio about pit stops, so still staying out that time for our leader. 2nd place, Charlie Winder. Still staying out. Jeffrey Gilmore is out on the racetrack. And Wesley Holland, I think it keeps going to him, but Wesley Holland is, I believe,
60 this time, 60 this time.
a lap down, but we'll double check that. 60 coming to pit road. You heard it from Jeffrey Mark, our leader. We'll go on board after turn number 4 here. Gets it woed down, gets to the outside, got to hit the inside of that cone. Does a great job. Hopefully no speeding penalty. And Charlie Winder, of all people, picks up the bonus point for leading a lap. Awesome job by Charlie to stick in there and pick up leading the lap. Wesley Holland looks like he'll have the lucky dog spot right behind there, looking to have a caution where to come out, but he's probably looking to
I hate this
do it
fucking
the hard
game.
way if he can.
It's a simulator.
Jeffrey Mark on pit road. I think he might have some issues. Not sure what the issue is, but looks like maybe the tire got stuck on like we saw in the cup race. I think it was Eric Jones. They had to saw the tire off and he got several laps down. Not sure if that's what's happening with Jeffrey Mark up here.
57 pitting. 57 pitting.
57 of Jeff Gilmore
95
in
fitting.
second place. And our leader, Charlie
Real
Widner,
fitting.
also coming to pit road this time. Here it is, Jeffrey Gilmore as he comes up on Charlie Widner. Comes in hot, Skitter woe down. Oh, he's got to get the inside of the cone, but Charlie is there. Whew.
That sucked. Sorry, Charles.
Not sure if you see a penalty there,
Yeah,
but
I
Jeff
guess
Gilmore
he's
trying to get
trying to get
every
away
inch
from
of
you.
asphalt he can to get it woed down.
Gary Pace, stay with us.
Kyle Chadwick, like we talked about 17 lap fresher tires. It's going to be really, really close, I think, for him. Let's see whether he can make this on green flag to the end of this race,
did
but I'm sure he's
exactly
going
what
to
I
stretch out as long as he possibly can. Possibly pick up another win sticker. He won earlier this year at Phoenix, and I believe he won our season opener, the non-points event at the Coliseum, the Clash at the Coliseum, first race of the season. So no shy to victory lane by there by Kyle Chadwick as he gives the outside to Rod Mitten. He knows a little bit slower on tires, but unless maybe he's coming to pit road this time, it looks like he is. Kyle Chadwick down the pit road. Brian Bazell picking up second spot here. And Justin Michael, there he is on the inside with those fresh tires. We saw him coming in early on. Zooming by on the inside line. Let's go back a ways to, I don't know, Jeff Merck showing 2 laps down, so it must be some sort of penalty, I'm sure. Maybe a hold. I think if you speed on pit road entry, it's a hold for 30 plus seconds. So yeah, you got a Ken in the chat there. Long pit stop penalty, I think probably 30 seconds. Put him 2 laps down. Again, we talk about Jeffrey Mark. Sometimes really, really fast, but sometimes struggles, especially on these ovals, to put a race together from start to finish. There you're seeing those problems transform again and plague him late in this race. 94 laps down, 107. Up to our leader, Rod Mitten picks up a couple bonus points for leading laps and says, thank you very much. Coming to pit road for 4 fresh sneakers.
63 fitting in.
63 of Gary Wilball. That's somebody we don't get to talk about too often here, but coming to pit road this time. On pit road there, right behind Jason Hughes. 29 of Robert Madison, Napa Auto Parts Chevy coming in this time. You heard it? Sorry, Chevy. Looks like a Ford Mustang Napa. Rob Mattis. Oh, gets loose in turn 3 and 4. Hopefully saves it, keeps it going in the right direction. Good thing he's coming in this time. As Jeffrey Mark slaps the wall, I believe. Oh, he looks like he gave up on pit road, and yellow is
Checking
out.
up
Great
for,
awareness there. This should be really interesting as we sort things out for those pit stops. 10 laps from the end of this thing, we got part of the field who still has to make pit stops, so we'll do our best to try to figure out what happened here.
Gotta let the O2 by.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Got
It
enough
might have
fuel
been
to
that
go the
incident
distance.
that we saw live there
Well,
with that car coming to pit road entry. But anyway, we're back live here, and we'll try to follow the action on pit road. James Hearns, Josh R. Scott, the Napa car there. Robert Mattis, pit road. Wally Tierheim, pit road. Trent Drum in the Tide car. I haven't talked much about him tonight. Started 15th, currently running in 5th. Behind him, Wesley Holland and Greg Mall also on pit road. that might just wrap up our lead lap cars. There's going to be a lot of wave around cars. We'll try to get to that after these pit stops. See who wins the race off the pit road. Robert Mattis with a great stop. James Hearns, Josh R. Scott, and then Robert
How am I
Mattis. That's your
12th
order.
with the 13th got the lucky dog around it?
I'm going to turn the iRacing chat off because we've got a lot to cover here. I'm going to try to do the best I can here. It's going to cycle around to no stranger to the lead, Justin Michael being the lead of this race. Here's the issue we're going to run into, though. Justin Michael with 13 laps on his tires. And all those guys that just came in are going to have a huge advantage on these guys up front here. So should be really interesting. We'll wait for things to sort out here, another lap or two, and then go through the running order. And we'll talk about how fresh these laps are, or tires are rather, because that's going to make a huge difference when it comes to lap times around here with just 10 laps to go. Alright, so let's talk about the running order. We talked about Justin Michael is our leader. Let's go just in front of Justin Michael. All of these cars are wave around cars. So James 00 Brown, Heath Smith, Christopher Davis, Jeff Gilmore, Charlie Widner, Gary Wilbolt, Billy Bumgarner, Christopher Howell, Jason Hughes, and Rod Mitten. All are going to be wave rounds this time by, I believe, or whenever we get the one to go signal, probably this time by. Jason Hughes dipping off the pit road, so he won't be one of the wave rounds. And there they all go. See lights off on the pace car, 1 lap to go. And about those 10 or so cars all flying around the track. Back to our leader here as they double file up. Those cars are going to do their best to hustle around this 1.5 miles before the pace car turns off at turn 4 here. There's the rest of the field. Everybody with shiny new cars still with the faster pairs. Jason Hughes coming up pit road, catching up with the pack. There's a good view down the backstretch. You see those wave around cars just catching up to the tail end of the lead lap. Here we go off the backside of Justin Michael on the inside. He is our leader. We're looking at Brian Bazell in 3rd place on this restart. Pace car is out. Green flag is out. Here we go. 9 laps to go. Coming up to 8 to go. This time by Kansas Motor Speedway. Justin Michael with another great jump here. This great battle back here for Kyle Chadwick on the outside of Brian Bazell. James Hearns there. He was one of the ones with the fresh tires that time. Sure, he's going to want to make a move here pretty quick. I think we're 3 wide. Kyle Chadwick on the outside. Wesley Holland on the inside. Holland the male. Brian Bazell gets caught 3 wide. Holy smokes. Wesley Holland on a mission up the 3rd spot. Slide in front of Kyle Chadwick, does just barely. Looks like James Hearns gets sideways there off of turn number 2. Great save there. Rod Minton battling on the inside of the 77 of Jack Watts. Oh, we're spinning high. Wesley Holland, of all people. Greg Mall, Robert Mattis. A whole bunch of cars involved there. Caution is out. We're going to have a restart here with under 5 laps to go. We'll take a look at just what happened here. We're going to go up front here with Wesley Holland. I think on those fresh tires, we talked about how sketchy it can be on those fresh tires. We'll take a look here on board with Wesley Holland. Full speed, turn number 3 and 4. Gets loose all by himself. Sideways again, corrects to the right, and nowhere to go for a lot of these cars. We'll back that up one more time for you. Maybe look from the blimp view. There, see it. Wesley Holland gets sideways. Josh R. Scott on the inside just barely gets by. Greg Mall gets tagged. Looks like Christopher Howell does an awesome job avoiding it, but then gets into the wall after that. David Trick gets piled in. James Hearns, Trent Drum. James 00 Brown on the inside. Tough break for a lot of those guys, especially this late in the race when track position is so important. Back up front, 5 laps to go. Justin Michael, Rob Haynes, Kyle Chadwick in third. Let's talk about tires here on this stint. Justin Michael's got 19 laps. Rob Haynes got 18 laps on his tires. Kyle Chadwick only 10 laps, and Josh R. Scott only 7 laps. So almost goes in reverse order. Person who's got the most laps in front, and then you kind of whittles all the way back down to the top 10. Gary Walball back there with only 9 laps on his tires. And the Wheaties car, that's a pretty cool looking car. Wheaties and McDonald's. That pretty much describes my daily diet. Whew. Well, I wish I could talk some drivers here, but we can't, unfortunately, because TeamSpeak is still down. Nor will we have any driver interviews if we can't fix this issue. It is a TeamSpeak issue, so we're trying our best here. I lost my own broadcast partner, Ken Huber, out in Montana, but he's monitoring the chat for everybody. Let us know if you're in the chat. Put in who you think's going to win this thing. Let's talk about maybe Justin Michael, our pole sitter, who's had control of this race most of the night. Rob Haynes been involved in several wrecks, but up there in the beer store car, Kyle Chadwick, who's been involved, done a great job avoiding several wrecks. Little aggression on the second half of this race, got him great track position, back up into 3rd spot here. And Josh R. Scott, man, that's a name we don't hear too often, but I like his last name quite a bit. So 4th spot, and the freshest tires up front, 8 laps on his tires. He's in a good spot to take this thing, I think. I'm gonna go with Josh R. Scott. Ken, if you're in the chat, put in who you think your pick is. I'm taking Josh R. Scott with this thing with the green white checkered flag coming. Ken Huber in the chat says 87's too strong to beat. The pole sitter all night and led probably the most laps so far tonight. Started first, currently first from Martinsburg, West Virginia. Lights are on the pace car, going green this time. I believe it's going to be a green-white checkered finish here. Assuming that is the case, the rules for the green-white checkered finish, there is two attempts at this if we need it. Green flag falls. If we make it around to the white flag, the leader will race all the way back for the finish, no matter what happens in terms of wrecks. But if we have a caution on the first lap, on the green flag lap, we will re-rack them and do it again if needed. Here we go. Green-white checkered finish at Kansas to close this one out. 107 laps. Actually, we're going to overtime, so probably closer to 110 laps. Josh R. Scott on the outside of Justin Michael for this restart. Let's take a look one more time. Justin Michael, our leader, control car. There's the restart zone, and he's off. Here we go. Green flag out. With another great jump here. It's Josh R. Scott on the high side trying to keep the momentum built. Let's go around Ron Mitten. Kyle Chadwick with the slide job, slides up in front. And Wesley Holland gets turned on the backstretch. We'll see if that brings out the yellow here. No yellow. Oh, yellow is out. Yellow is out. We're going to re-rack him, do it again a second time. Man, tough break back there for Wesley Holland. Take a look here off of turn number 2. Looks like he maybe got loose once again. Wesley Holland in that black Mamba car, 41 car, spins off of turn number 2, does a 360. Locks it up, tries to keep going here. Man, super fast tonight, but having a hard time staying out of trouble. Go through our top 5 cars here. Justin Michael with 4 win stickers. You see it right there on his car on the A-post. 4 wins on the season. Our pulse leader tonight. Rob Haynes starting in second. Awesome looking car there. And oh, that's the Lucky Dog car. Greg Mall in make sure I got this right. No, that's not correct. Kyle Chadwick in 3rd place on this restart. Josh R. Scott, we talked about, has the fresh tires. And Rod Mitten in the top 5 tonight. Awesome looking car there. Ice 9 Kills. Not sure what, is that a movie, Rod? I don't know if you're watching this or if anybody knows, but please tell me what Ice 9 Kills is, because I don't know. I'm not a big movie guy if it is. Looks like Greg Mall is, I think, involved in one of those incidents. He's in 24th place, 2 laps down. Along with Jeffrey Merck, also trapped 2 laps down here. We saw him have that pit road speeding penalty, I think. Notice in top left corner, still under caution here at Kansas Motor Speedway. 3 laps to go. That will stay the same because it's our second green-white checkered restart here. Oh, we're getting some chat here about Rod. Oh, whose car was that? Was it Rod? Yes, it was Rod. Oh, it sounds like it's a heavy metal band from Boston. It says Ledvarian Savage. Says it's his favorite band. That's cool. I'm from, well, Boston area, New Hampshire anyway, so, but I've never heard of them. But I'm not a heavy metal fan either, so I guess it speaks for itself. But awesome looking paint job there anyway, nonetheless. Leader, I believe, Justin Michaels taking the outside lane. Rob Haynes, his teammate in the beer store, number 199 on the inside. Starting second tonight. Josh R. Scott Again, 4th place on the outside. Jack Watts kind of sneaking up there. We haven't talked a whole lot about him, but Jack Watts sneaking up in 6th place here for this restart. He's been involved in his fair share of wrecks tonight, but awesome job sticking in there. And good old Wally Tierhammer. I feel like he's like a fan favorite. But Wally in that Dutch Bros paint Ford Mustang. This might be the last week for it. We're doing a new paint form this week, so take a look at that one. We're probably saying goodbye to Dutch Bros. At least that paint scheme. We might do another one this week. There we go. Back up front for this restart. Justin Michael taking him down to the green flag. Again, green flag comes out. If we make it around to the white flag, we will finish this under green. Here we go for the 2nd time. Justin Michael on the loud pedal. Rob Haynes spins the tires on the inside. Josh R. Scott looking on the outside to pick up 2nd spot here. Jack Watts, maybe 3 wide. Look at him back there. Kyle Chadwick slides over from Josh R. Scott. Maybe he can get... Oh, and he gets loose off of the turn. Goodbye, Kyle Chadwick. We're still under green flag as Rod Mitten gets into the wall there. Josh R. Scott gets loose again. Wally Tierhammer gets underneath him. Yellow flag is out. I believe that is going to end this thing tonight. Big wreck off the corner. And Justin Michael will bring this down, and he will be our winner. 2nd green flag restart there. Rob Haynes' teammate in 2nd. And it looks like Rod Mitten is going to be up here in 3rd place. We're going to make sure before we make any official decision here, make sure that it is actually the end of this thing, but I believe it is. I'm getting word from Jeff Mark, 2 laps down. It sounded like he clipped the cone on the pit road entry, so that'll do it. Probably a 30-second penalty there. That put him 2 laps down. Again, Jeffrey Mark struggling to put races together from start to finish, but well, I think that would have been the checkered flag that time if this was official, which we're still pacing with the pace lights on. So, I think we might be re-racking them once again, maybe another restart. I thought we only had 2 green-white checkered finishes, but maybe we have more coming. It looks like lights are still on the pace car. Yellow flag is still out. So this thing is not over. We are going to re-rack them and do this one more time. Green-white checker style overtime. And the Stone River Cup Series here at Kansas Motor Speedway.
Connected.
And it looks like, at least for the time being, Team Speak is back. Maybe we get some driver interviews.
User
And
entered your channel.
there he is, Ken Huber. We got him back in the booth here. Are you alive, Ken?
No, I was live. I was downstairs grabbing a steak dinner in Kansas. No, I don't know. Yeah, TeamSpeak went crazy tonight. At least I get to see a green-white checker here to bring us to the end.
Yeah, it's been exciting so far, and I've been watching, keeping track of the chat for us down there. Do you have a pick for this final green-white checkered?
I picked Rob Haynes, but I got to be honest, Justin Michael looks like he's going to be the man tonight. He's going to be a tough one to beat. Rob Haynes is going to need to get a heck of a restart here, and he hasn't been able to get it done so far.
Yeah, certainly has. I don't know that many cars have been able to pass Justin Michael on the green flag, so going to be tough. I'm sure it's going to be even tougher on this final restart here when all the marbles are on the
User
line.
entered your channel.
We have Kim Quick here, one of our admins. What's going on, Kim? That is the plan. Kim, one question for you. Normally we have 2 green-white checkered finishes. Do you know if we have unlimited tonight? Is that the case? All right. Sounds like that. There might be unlimited green-white checkered finishes here tonight at Kansas Motor Speedway. Re-racking one more time here, front row. Justin Michael on the outside. Rob Haynes on the inside.
What does unlimited green-white checkers mean? I'm nervous now, Scott.
Here we go. Let's bring him down one more time. Justin Michael on the outside. Gets on the loud pedal. Great jump. Covers the inside lane with Rob Haynes in second. Side by side, Rod Mitten, Brian Bazell on the outside here. Great battle for third place.
Yeah, hopefully we get it done green here tonight, Scott, because if another caution spins before they get to the line here, that's going to obviously make a nightmare for the admin staff to get the stats out tonight. We got Rob Haynes all over the back door of Justin Michael there as they're coming out of 4 here, getting ready to take it. Justin Michael's probably going to have the momentum here. Can Rob Haynes get up to him? As they get ready, come down across the apron, Justin Michael's going to take the win. Rob Haynes in second.
I think we're 1 to go this time. Can final lap this time around. One more time. Rob Haynes looks to the inside. Trying to make a move here.
That's what happens when you get an hour out of practice with I got all excited for nothing. Here we go again to turn 3 and 4. Brian Bazell on the inside of Rob Haynes now takes a peek.
Brian Bazell gets loose off turn number 4, trying to make that pass to the stripe. Justin Michael, win number 5 on the season, dominating fashion from the pole. Rob Haynes, his teammate, finishing second. Kyle Chadwick in third, and I believe Rod Mitten fourth. And Jack Watts, I think, rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, Brian Bazell gave up that podium spot getting sideways at the end there, Scott. Tough break there, but, pushing hard. I'm glad we were able to get this one in the books there, Scott. That was, we had nearly 15 cautions tonight, so great job by Justin Michael, though, getting it done.
That he does. I'm glad this thing is over, too. I do twice the amount of talking as I normally do.
Yeah, no, I felt bad. We were sitting there, and I was in no man's land. I felt like I was just chomping at the bit to be talking about stuff. I like to run my mouth, so.
Right. Here we are from our burnout camera. Justin Michael, win number 5 on the season as he burns it down on the front stretch. Justin Michael in the booth with Ken Huber. What do you got for him, Ken?
Hey, Justin, great job. You pretty much won this in dominating fashion. Lots of cautions tonight. Did the car feel unstable to you tonight? Because most of what Scott and I were seeing is a lot of self spins and then kind of collecting a few other cars with them.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I
I can't get the in-game audio muted.
Oh yeah, 10-4. I've been there, done that. No, I
Sorry.
was talking about all the cautions tonight. You pretty much dominated this race, but it seemed like the cars were kind of unstable tonight. Some guys were suffering the self-spin syndrome. What did you see out there?
Yeah, they were. This setup is just terrible. Did some official racing this week and league race yesterday, and it's the same thing no matter what you do, no matter what the weather is. It's unstable, gets real loose sometimes it's off 2, sometimes off of 4. So even going into turns, you can get loose, and you just have to really manage it. And once you get about 15, 20 laps in, I think it does pretty well, but you got to get there first.
Well, you did a great job showing these guys how to get it done. I don't recall seeing any self spins from you. There was a couple times there you got behind Jeffrey Merck. When Merck got up in front of you, did you have anything for him, or was it we were single file at that point?
Maybe if I would have, if we would have had a full fuel run, which I don't think we did. I think it was only about half of one. I might have been able to, wear him out on tires or something. But I don't know. Just straight up racing, it's hard. Especially that first 10 laps or so. You just can't pass them.
You're certainly showing why you got 5 race wins now with this race included on the season. Able to keep that car safe and clean, bring it to victory lane. Great job. Next week, I'm not sure where we're at. I want to say, Charlotte, do you know where we're at?
Texas All-Star style.
Oh, yeah, Texas. So what do you got for Texas there, Justin?
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the new configuration since they changed it, but run pretty well there sometimes. So we'll see. It's going to be bring steering wheel home or check flag, one of the two. So because no points.
Scott, you got anything for Justin?
Yeah, Justin, just big congratulations. No stranger to victory lane. I'll have to update the car again this week, putting me to work as we put win number 5 on the A post next week at Texas. And then we haven't talked about it, but we got the Indy 500, the first ever inaugural Indy 500 here at Multi-League. What do you got planned for next Sunday afternoon here for the Indy 500?
I like the Indy cars. I like running them, so I think it's going to be a fun race. And that era push is killer, so we just have to manage that and stay up front. And hopefully we'll get a win out of it. I really want that trophy.
All right, we do have a trophy on the line. We put it up on our Facebook page. We'll get a picture next week, but we'll be live at 3:30 is the start of the race for the qual session at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the inaugural Indy 500. Looking forward to seeing you there. Great job, Justin, and we'll talk to you next week. If not Sunday, we'll talk to you Monday night, the All-Star style Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats, Justin.
There you have it. I don't see Rob or Kyle around you.
No, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Because of our loss of connections tonight, we don't have either one of those drivers to talk to, but kudos to those two guys. We had Rob Haynes finish in second and Kyle Chadwick in third, so great finish by those two.
Yeah, certainly. As we look at our results real quick, let's see. Justin Michael, we talked about Rob Haynes, Kyle Chadwick, Rod Mitten with that awesome paint job, Jack Watts, Charlie Windner, Wally Tierhammer, Billy Bumgarner in 8th, Heath Smith with, I know he got involved in at least a couple of incidents there. Christopher Davis, one of our Canadians, in top 10.
Yeah, Christopher Howell finished in 11th. Kerry Cleaver, 12th. James Hearns in 13th. He was up and down tonight. Robert Madison, 14th. These cars all finished a lap down or further. Josh R. Scott in 15th. Gary Wolbart in 16th. Brian Bazell, he was in 3rd and spun that car on the last lap. Ended up in 17th place tonight. Greg Mall had some tough luck tonight. Finishes in 18th. Jeffrey Merck, another one having tough luck. Tough season when it comes to ovals, Jeffrey Merck. And then James O'Brown wraps out your top 20.
21st back there, Wesley Holland. Saw several spins there by Wesley Holland tonight. Kind of uncharacteristic, but 7 laps down from Colorado Springs. Jeff Gilmore in 22nd. Trent Trum in that Ricky Rudd Tide car. 24th, David Schreck, 19 laps down. Jason Hughes back there in 25th. And shotgun on the field, captain for Bandit Motorsports from Kannapolis, North Carolina, goes to Christopher Voiles, rounding out the field.
Yeah, so to just wrap it up here, we got Brad Ream, David Desjardins, Ken Richardson, Eric Talent, Michael Melfeld Jr. finishes up that last spot in 31st position. Tough night for Michael. So there you have it, Scott. We had some lots of cautions, and we had cautions in the booth tonight, too, with our radio transmissions.
We do, and we certainly appreciate everybody sticking with us. Hope you enjoyed the race. If you have any comments about it, leave them down in the chat. I think you can still do that even after we go live. Enjoy the views during the week. Subscribe if you haven't already. Press the like button. It helps us, and it helps you. You get the alerts when we go live. Speaking of going live, we're going live next Sunday afternoon from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 3:30 Eastern Time, for the inaugural Indianapolis 500 right here on the Multi-League Racing Network. For myself, Scott Patton in the booth, Ken Huber, appreciate all the help tonight. And we'll talk to you next week, either Sunday afternoon or certainly Monday night from Texas Motor Speedway. Have a great week, everybody. We'll leave you some highlights from Kansas here.
Good night, everyone. Phew. It's a rough one tonight. So we need to get you set up with Discord. I can see that. Because the nice thing about Discord is, you know, if we lose everybody, we can just shoot over there and we can have our own room just automatically. So, if that's something you want to do.
Don't hold his hand. Teach a man to fish. Was it buy a man to fish for a day? Teach a man to fish. He's fishing for a lifetime.